What's up, guys? This is your boy Leo with What's Your Sporté. We are here at the Coffee Pot in Amory, Mississippi. They've opened up their facility for us to use it. We really appreciate them, and I've been really looking forward to this podcast this week. I'm here with Coach Chris Pace, baseball coach from Amory, Mississippi. Coach, thank you so much for joining us.
Appreciate you having me on.
So, Amory, Mississippi, did you grow up here?
From Aberdeen, just about 15, 20 minutes from here, just right across the bridge.
Okay.
Saw a lot of Amory growing up, though.
For sure. Now, did you always play baseball? Started with T-ball? Was that your goal to play baseball?
Of course, then, many years ago, I had Little League there, grew up Aberdeen, played high school ball there. Did some summer ball with with Hamilton, West Point kind of Legion stuff. So I met some guys through that. But yeah, I've been in the 2 years at Itawamba with one under Chuck Box and one under Coach Collier, the guys there now.
Okay. Now, how did you get into coaching baseball?
Big influence, probably my dad.
Okay.
Just pushed me to play. Took a lot of time, and then of course high school coach there for a couple of years. Big influence, still in contact, still just felt right.
Yeah. Did you always want to do boys, or did you want to do softball?
There's times I did softball there for about 15 years, I guess, 14 or 15. Did slow pitch here in Amory and had a bunch of successful runs. Had a lot of help with that. Had some great girls that could play. Girls day in day out. Them girls most of the time will play a little harder for you actually. But baseball was my true love. So I do softball in the fall and go across the road and be with Coach Williams there in the spring.
Okay.
Learned a lot of it. Learned how to cut a lot of grass.
Yeah, I've always seen that around here. Coaches get that field
Mm-hmm.
ready. So now let's go forward to 2022. Y'all win your first state championship as a coach. Tell us about that journey.
I guess back that softball deal. So we played for it for three years. Was with soccer a couple times, and we played for it in baseball in 2010 with Coach Williams, and never had one. So like I was telling you, I thought I may have been the jinx. But 2022, Coach Hoggard had come on after Coach Williams, and he had been successful here. He had a COVID year, and then had a North Half appearance. Those guys had lost to baseball. Those seniors last year had lost to baseball that shortened season, and then had a taste of it that next season. And so when I took over, we had baseball players. We weren't. You'd do some small drills, that kind of stuff, but they knew how to play baseball. We was trying to put them in situations and get that successful feeling. But 2022, those guys, I actually had told Coach Williams didn't think I wanted to do it. But some of the players came and talked to some parents and turned it down a couple of times. And then I went through a couple of high school coaches. Now that when I was talking about, hey, I was with him 7th, 8th, and 9th, but I had 4 coaches and kind of didn't want these guys to have to experience that either. Coach Williams got out baseball. He had his girls play softball and soccer, and being a baseball coach, it took us a lot of time. He wanted to go see them, and then Coach Hoggard actually had went back to his hometown Oxford, where he played high school ball, to a great offer, so he couldn't turn down, and just sort of jumped in that spot. Those guys came to me, and glad I did it.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you guys win the championship. Who did you guys beat that year in 22?
Seminary.
Okay. And best of 3 games, y'all won?
First two,
okay. Sweep then. Fast forward now to 23. You guys are rolling again. Everything's firing on all cylinders. But the week of Friday, March 24th, there's a roadblock on 2 sides. What happened that week?
That's that Sunday before, so I got this from Coach Williams. Sunday's optional, so I'd out there probably cutting grass or some guys would be out there, but we always would do optional, and these guys love to get on that baseball field and just BP, BP, BP. So, but we had been out there that day, and I forgot I think we were downtown at a birthday party and got an unexpected phone call. One of our school board members' wives passed away at a very young age with a younger son, but they'd always been big supporters. She was very involved with the school kind of deal. So that was a tough week to start. That Monday we had junior high game, and with the junior high guys were playing, and still had some guys around the field, and told them, so about 10 or 12 of us went out to their house. It was very tough. It was tough on those guys to see have to experience and some of that, which loss is always a tough thing anyways. So we go on, and then that Thursday night we wanted to honor Shelley. So we had a big deal at the field. We was playing Center Hill that night, and they were very good to go to do what we did, to be a part of it. But special night, man. And then for some reason, I think we weren't playing that Friday, anyways. Thank goodness we weren't on the road or something, or having to come back. But we were off that Friday, and I guess about 2:30 that afternoon, Coach Williams had sent a message out to all the coaches need to be wrapped up by 4, and all the players need to be gone from the facility, and taking precaution every time, anytime. So that was a good thing. And so we went home about 4, and about 11 that night, we didn't know how bad it really was, and we of course, just right here in the neighborhood where I live, we couldn't get out vehicle wise, but had some assistants that made it to the field, and we had to see it for ourselves. So we took off walking, me and football coach and my catcher, my second baseman, the Maranto brothers and their dad, and our families, and we walked up there, and we made the turn where you come down the boulevard right there, and the big lightning or sky lit up back toward our indoor, and when it flashed, I saw the indoor was down, I knew that it was bad. So we stayed up there, I guess, till 1:30, 2 o'clock. We was getting some stuff out that we didn't want to come up missing or get misplaced. We were getting some stuff out, taken care of, and thank goodness I had some assistants that could get there and help us do that. So I guess we got back home 2:33 and just sitting there waiting for the sun to come up, and then we went back that next day and then had some drone footage that was sent to us. It was down. Everything was down. It was still there, but everything was on the ground.
Yeah. I remember that week I was visiting my family in Dallas. I got a notification on Facebook. Matt Laban was live and stopped and
said pray.
Yeah, because he knew it was gonna be bad.
Dude has saved a bunch of lives, I can promise you.
Yeah.
And that was, of course, Smithville had theirs 2011 years ago, and we went over, and trying to help and do whatever. But until you see the aftermath, and it's bad, but to actually experience is
totally
tough.
Different.
Yeah, you don't play with that with them sirens and stuff.
Yeah,
that's tough.
Did all the boys on your team, all the families, were okay?
We had I think 11 or 12, but so that area that we live in, is a baseball coach, soccer coach, basketball coach, football coach, assistant coaches. We're all in there together. Tell them they may want us to leave if we get hit like this, but I think we had 11 or 12 guys on the team that were affected, and then we had one guy that total was a loss. And that was with the passing of Shelley, the tornado, and then Caden Smith there, my outfielder pitcher. He they lost their house. They moved to Wren in with his granddad, and then we went to Saltillo to play, and his granddad had passed away. So we finally got back on the baseball field that day. It was this emotional day up there with Coach Reynolds and our FCA guy and then we play baseball, load up, and we come back and we're going to a funeral visitation like these. These guys were hit pretty good that week. It was tough.
Wow, man. I know that game I was there when y'all beat Saltillo. And you kept hitting, and Nettleton, no disrespect, but you guys just gave it to him 11-0, and you go on to win the state championship again in 23.
So 22, we finished second in the division, and we're going to have a chance to go. You're going to beat Boonville, Nettleton, or Kossuth. That was the deal. So, and these guys, I guess before the season we talked, there's like, I guess setting goals you could say, but they had never won a division championship. About to get a T-shirt. You win division, get a T-shirt. North half, you get a T-shirt. We big on them T-shirts. But that Nettleton deal, and some of our guys and their guys have played a bunch of ball together, travel ball, tournament ball, that kind of deal, and their buddies like them got parents, their buddies, but when it's just different when that game starts, and they put it to us last year and won the division. So I don't know, maybe just a little payback, but no bad blood. It was just baseball
Competition.
That's right. Make you better.
How hard is it for going back to back? Is tough. You play a lot more in baseball than teams who didn't make it to the championship. But now, what you said, losing someone close that is a fan, probably a motherly figure, the tornado, losing your stadium, not being in your spot, having that rhythm, and then now one of the players losing one of their family members. What did you tell the guys throughout the year, besides the town getting behind you after the storm hit? How did everybody stay focused?
I guess is either do it or don't. That was the choice to be made. We weren't going to let them just quit and give up. They had fought too hard. We got to 15-1 before the storm hit. Just everybody reaching out like we didn't ever want for anything, but we were taking care. But those guys, those 8 older guys, they weren't going to let it happen. They just took charge, and so they just a special group.
Yeah, they said we're gonna bring it back again to Amory.
That's right.
Bring it back.
We got Coach McCain. They actually got up there the night of the storm and got the state championship trophy out. It was beat up a little bit, but it was a storyline too. It's still together.
Oh, okay.
We still had it, so
okay.
We put it up to where we could see it. We had of course, we was real superstitious around here. Got that from Coach Williams. Like very superstitious. So we rode bus 59 everywhere, and then of course we had an enclosed trailer. That was our portable practice facility, locker room, change, clothes, practice, like Gatorades, waters. That's where it was. But we put that trophy. We kept it where you could see it, and it's just reminds you.
Yeah, yeah. Now.
And everybody's saying, not everybody, nobody really said, but just saying, I got hit by a tornado, they lost everything, ain't no way.
Yeah.
No way. Just to be told there's no way. That's what we just ran with it.
Exactly. Kind of served as motivation.
That's right. Free
coach.
that
trophy.
Coaching tool, that's right.
Definitely. When you guys won down in Pearl, there's a picture of you on the pitcher's mound doing a belly flop.
Yeah.
So what was going through your mind in that moment whenever you realized we won, we did it? What was that feeling like?
Just the relief, I guess, just to all the work, all the days, it was 60-something days after the storm. Just the work those guys did, the stuff they did on their own, just having to go here, meet there, get on this bus, do this, that. Just I don't know. That's when baseball coaching, and I get that world you live for that dog pile. That's a special feeling. So talked about shortstop gets hurt down there. Jack Clayton pulls his hamstring and had worked. You know, he had got that spot. So he does that. We move him to second. And they get a ball. They hit a ball through there, and it gets by him. Then we move him over to first, and they dump a little foul ball out. He couldn't get to it, like the baseball kept finding him. So we went from there. We made a defensive move to try to make sure we're solid the rest of the game. So we moved Bryce Glenn from third to second, and you can go back that last out, like it hit a little flare to him. He catches it, and he just goes to his knees like it was surreal, I guess. Like it just like that back to that dog pile. You may not want to be on the bottom, but you want to be in there. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So we I guess last year we had a tiger. Everybody was playing our division was tigers, Knoxville, Nettleton, Hatley. So that was our little inside deal there. And then this year we had a panther we had ordered, and Roscoe. Roscoe went with us everywhere. So when we did come out of the dugout, he was sitting there like it was just supposed to be. And because I guess in the picture I grabbed a hold of him and go in there. But you know, these kids they'll buy into some stuff and get superstitious. You know, it gets crazy sometimes. But yeah, just the moment of just relief, I guess. You know, that like to talk about that pressure. Yeah, the pressure's there, but just to know you did it, and those guys went through everything they did to be able to do it. That's very special group of guys.
Yeah. So I guess that picture you could put in quotations, relief.
And I told somebody else, the 5 guys that graduated last year that went on to play ball and got a guy down engineering at Mississippi State. Once it was, or after the game down there this year, when you come out and those 5 guys are the first ones that you meet, you felt like you've done something right, you know. For them to still have the love and to be there to support those guys they played with last year to make it to be a part of history, you know. So Amory baseball, that was a special moment for me as a coach to see those guys when we come out of the dugout.
That's nice. So you win back-to-back years, going into a new year. School's about to start. Baseball will be coming up. Do you feel there's more pressure since you've won 2 championships?
No, the pressure's here before and be here after and be here long after I go. This is a unique town. They love sports. Baseball, basketball, football, soccer, golf. I mean, we've started a volleyball, like band. It's competitive, and that's a good place to raise your kids to be a part of it. Like we was talking, special group of coaches and people here right now. Very close knit, togetherness. You know, I want all my guys playing football about whatever I want them playing it. We don't do the special. We don't specialize. We don't promote it. Don't want it. If I'm going to football games and basketball, soccer, whatever, I want to see my guys out there. You know, I want to see them doing that. But it's a good thing. Pressure's not just in baseball here. we all got it. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's they got to be like in a tough town, you know.
That's right.
New York, Philly, with the fans.
Right. You know, our AD, Coach Williams, was a baseball coach here. Like he experienced, he knows, and then he's got pressure now for us to perform. So it's really a cool thing going on here right now.
Let's get into some quick hits. Favorite place to eat in Amory?
Go with Dairy Cream right down the road. I guess first official interview or whatever it was back years ago. We went to Dairy Cream, me and Coach Williams and Coach Pat Bird, that was a football coach here when I got here. So Coach Williams had to convince him somehow to let me come on. So glad he did. But Dairy Cream sort of it's just where I started. I still go down there. Good people.
Okay. So if I go in there and say Chris Bass, I got a free burger, huh?
It ain't nothing free right here.
Nah. Most famous person you know to come out of Amory?
Going with Mitch Moreland.
Really?
Baseball. Coach Williams coached him. Wife went to school with him. Got to watch him on TV. Watched him at Mississippi State. Actually, him and Andy Rice, both of them were there at the same time, and I was in school down there about to finish up. We got to watch him play some baseball. That was a very good thing. Watch him on TV, and that was a cool thing.
That's cool. My folks back in Arlington, DFW, Mitch Moreland, y'all know him. He played for the Rangers. Funny story, I had no idea he was from Amory because I used to valet at a hotel, and I would see him, usually Nelson Cruz, Andre Beltre, and Elvis Andrus. So I had no idea. Shout out to Mitch Moreland, man. I had no idea you were from Amory.
Making that good valet money.
Oh, yeah. They were generous,
yeah.
Especially when they had them championship years.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, that's right. It was cool to be able to see it and watch it in hometown here. That was great. Actually, his sign got took out there in the tornado, so we got to figure out a way to maybe do something with it.
Oh man, gotta have him come back and get you lined up again. This is a question I'm gonna start asking all my guests. Just interesting to know. 5 dinner guests, dead or alive, who you could sit down with, have a meal.
Go with my dad, my granddad. Both have passed away. I definitely would want them there. Take Coach Williams, and I'd take Coach Bird, the AD here. Then still in talk with Coach, and then bring my wife. Get all 5 of them critics in there and tell me what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong. Just that'd be a cool dinner.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they tell you doing right the past 2 years.
Yeah.
This year, we'll see what happens.
You get up there, you can give them right back down. So that's take what you can get.
Yeah, yeah. Now, if anybody wanted to donate to rebuilding the stadium for equipment, how would they do that?
We've got if you want to do like a specific booster club, of course they're all set up for that. But like a bunch of it, the tax purposes, we've got to create a foundation that they've started to do that, and you actually go online to the Amory schools, or I can get you something later if you wanted to try to post it. But there's an online deal, and you can earmark it to where you want it to go to the school, to the band, to the library, to auditorium, however they've got it set up like that, which is a good thing. So that's kind of where they're at with that, and they're still in the negotiation phase of it. We're starting to see a little bit of stuff done out there. We've got a portable tent deal coming up right now, and we've got some for all general indoor deal for all sports, and then football's getting their some trailer stuff out there to get their little field house deal going, so they can practice there, because they're actually at the middle school right now and going back to school. The middle school's got to have their stuff, their field house back. Yeah. So it's a bunch of work, we just jump in where we can, helping each other around here. So it's a good thing going. We hate it happen, but we had some guys had to grow up and become young men, young adults in a hurry. Had some free time stuff they had, other stuff they might have been doing. They, a lot of lifestyle changes. Being able to have to send a message and have to reroute and go do something different, or go somewhere else different, or the rain comes in, and to jump on our vehicle or jump on a bus and get to our indoor. We had a guy that's got an indoor here in town, Corey Clark. Very appreciative. It was ours. He let us go. It would go during our practice time in the afternoon. It was very lucky to have that.
Yeah, man.
So that we were blessed to have that. But we left that trailer hooked to the truck, and I'd drive it, or assistant would drive it, or just that was our portable. Get out what we need if you need it, and it need to be in there. So,
home on wheels.
That's right. But these guys, they didn't have a choice. They had to really grow up, and the pressure was there before the season started. We definitely wanted to make sure that we was going back to school so we could play baseball. That was probably the biggest thing, I guess, when we did meet. We happened that talked to everybody that Saturday, and we were good, and I told them I'd give them updates, and they told us we could meet off campus somewhere, so we went to Concord youth fields out here and talked to them. And I said, guys, we got to get back to school. We got to be able to play and do all that. So we were blessed to do that. They were actually excited to go to school.
That's funny. Well, we're gonna tag if anybody wants to help out with their reconstruction. We'll tag you on Twitter, social media, so they can reach out to you.
Appreciate it.
And Coach, man, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you. Appreciate what you do.
I really appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to catching some games. I'm
Yes,
gonna
sir.
come take the temperature mid-season, see
It'll be high.
see what everybody's saying. See what everybody's saying. We want to give a special thanks again to the Coffee Pot here in Amory for hosting us today for the podcast, What's Your Sporté? We're going to have another one next week, have a special basketball player, trying to do coach, player. So you have to look forward to see who we're going to be talking to next week. In the meantime, this is your boy Leo with What's Your Sporté? Talk to y'all soon.